From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, 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 it's your boy, Dr. PG, NGM, Praise God to get money. You know, we are here for another YouTube video banger, but today we have a special one, man. You know, I'm going to be accompanied by two brothers that I hold near and dear to my heart, man. Very cool, man. We're going to be interviewing, one of them we're going to be interviewing, which is my boy Plug, man, real life drill sergeant. So, you know, you better stand at attention and be on your best behavior, because man might run down on you, you know what I'm talking about? So, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my boy Dr. TC right now. And, yeah, we gonna get it popping. All right, so we got Dr. TC in here right now. Let me go ahead and mute. We got Dr. TC right here right now, man. Y'all know he's the other half of Engineers to the Streets, man. How you doing this morning, bro?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, you know.
That's what I'm talking about.
This morning feeling good. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain at all, man. Get to see another day. I'm blessed, man. God is good. You didn't get the questions, did you? That I sent you last night. I meant to ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, I did get the question.
Oh, you did? Okay, bet. Okay, bet.
Yeah, I was asleep by the end of the fight.
Shoot, I might have been asleep during the fight, boy. That fight, man. Charlo ain't want to take no risk, but we'll talk about that another time, though, man. But you ready to get to know a real life military man? Drill Sergeant Major Payne?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, bet. We're going to go ahead and bring him in, man. We're going to bring in the man himself, the man of the hour. Let's get it, man. Mr. Plug in the building, man. Gonna run some cheers for my boy.
One time for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clone in the building was good, man. So, yeah. So I want to provide a little brief background, man. You know, like I said, just like Dr. TC, I know him IRL. You know, I've been knowing him for years now since we were freshmen in college. So me and him go way back. Both have our PhDs in engineering. Mechanical engineering to be exact. My emphasis is on sustainable energy. His is on robotics. But Plug, man, I met along my streaming journey, man. He's been not only instrumental in supporting my channel, man. One of the biggest supporters I have, probably the biggest supporter, him and Ed. But you know, in addition to that, man, the camaraderie that we formed, the bond that we established, man, is really been instrumental to keeping me focused as a streamer and keep me growing as a person and keeping me motivated. So you know what I'm saying. So I just want to get that initial background. Hey, but Plug, man, you know, I do my research, bro. You know, I do my research, and so I want to know: is it true that every time you speak to a drill sergeant, you have to start off with and you have to start off and end with drill sergeant? Like, for example, drill sergeant, you're choking me, I can't breathe no more. Drill sergeant. That is true. Oh, okay, well we gonna conduct the rest of the interview as, according to the standards. Then you know what I'm saying. So, drill sergeant Plug, can you please introduce yourself? You know I gotta bring the jokes to it. Drill sergeant, can you please introduce yourself? Provide your name, place of birth, marital status, and current occupation, and how long you've been in the military.
Yeah, of course, man.
Drill sergeant, thank you, drill sergeant.
I just got off shift too. That's funny. So if I want to say first off, man, I appreciate you bringing me on, man.
Oh, you already know.
Man, shout out to I didn't even know you was a doctor as well, man. So you know, congratulations to you, man. Whenever you solidify that doctor term, but you know, I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize how important that is. So I want to definitely shed some light on that. But for me personally, my real name.
Appreciate that, man. Oh, he was talking to you, Dr. TC.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know, he attended my graduation, so he knew I was.
Okay. Both of us are.
Both of us are, exactly, right.
Connection, that long journey. Both of us took that same long journey. You know what I mean? I think you graduated the year after me.
Yeah.
I think you started mechanical the year after I did.
Yes, sir.
You switched over to. Yeah, it's been the same long journey together, man. Appreciate it, though. Definitely.
Hell yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate y'all as well.
Yes, sir.
But my real name is Marquise. Last name Foster. So you know, I mean, most people probably thought it was like a secret or some shit. Like I didn't want to say my name, but like I'm not no fed, no criminal. So you know who I am. It is what it is.
Right.
I am currently married. Been married 9 years.
Hey.
We met up, man. Congratulations in the military. Appreciate that. We met in the military at our first duty station, and I'm currently a drill sergeant. Been a drill sergeant for a little over a year now, and I'm originally from the Bronx, New York.
Hey, BX.
Yep.
Talk
And,
to him.
That in the city, of course. I mean, if you know New York, you know. I ain't that. I know a lot of people like, oh, upstate. Like, I ain't from upstate, so. And that's pretty much it. You know, like, so I've been in the military. Man, been in the military almost going on 12 years now.
Ooh, okay. So over a decade.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
Appreciate all that service, absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
That's a long time.
Yeah. But it's been good though.
Man, I think I messed up on the interview.
Journey for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's definitely been good.
That's what's up, man. So you said you're from the Bronx and you've been in there for 12 years, man. So what's your drill sergeant? I know you're a drill sergeant. You know, I had the pleasure of attending your graduation this past year. Appreciate the invitation, and of course it was viral. It was albeit through the internet, virtual. Thank you, not viral. Yeah, thank you. Albeit virtual. I want to say thanks for the invitation and congratulations to that. But what's your official title? You know, your official rank right now.
So right now I'm officially a staff sergeant.
Staff sergeant
to E6.
Okay.
And so that's my oh shit, dang. That's probably work too, but either way that'd be good. That'd be all right. So my rank is a staff sergeant. Pay grade is an E6. And my title is a drill sergeant.
Okay. So staff sergeant, E6 drill sergeant. So what does the E6 really mean? I know that when you come in, you start off as is it E1?
So you can start as E1. You actually can
officer, right?
E1, E2, or E3.
Okay.
Or E4, either way. So it depends on when you enlisted.
Okay.
If you got somebody else to join while you were going through the process, they give you credit for that. They give you a promotion for that.
Okay.
So do you feel like the evaluation process and the promotion procedures are pretty fair and pretty legit in the military?
Oh man, so the promotions are based off your job in the military.
Okay.
And so, for an example, my job in the military. So, let's just say you had a medic, a combat medic.
Yeah.
So, for every one combat medic at my rank, there's probably 3 of me at the same rank. So, with that being said, the combat medics might have is a little bit harder for them to get promoted because there's less of them in that position.
Okay.
So they need somebody that's in the higher rank to move out of that position, so there's a space available to fill it.
Oh, so there's a threshold. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so yeah, okay, it's quantity specific. Now, which was safer, your position or the medic? I'll be the medic.
I mean, it depends on what time frame of the time
That's true.
we talk about. So when
I feel that.
Neither one was safe.
Right.
Because I was on front line, combat medics were on front line.
Jeez, man, God bless you.
They appreciate that. Yeah, they just, I mean, the combat medics, we need them out there. They're our lifesavers out there. We get trained like a basic training on how to do basic combat life saving. So if somebody got shot in the arm, and we gotta stop the bleeding.
Right.
We're not extracting no bullets and nothing like that.
Right.
So hey, we're gonna stop the bleeding long enough so that we can get you, what we call a medevac or casevac out of there.
Okay.
Or the medic gets to you if we have one with us. Then that medic can do their job as a medic, and even they have some limitations if they don't have certain certifications.
Okay.
But I had a question too.
Oh man.
Kind of off of that, I wanted to ask you about the mental strain from the Army. Like a lot of people talk about the physical, but I would think it's a kind of mentally challenging to be able to, I guess you can say, be successful and to be like, going into war, having complex missions, everybody got to be on the same page. Like, can you talk a little bit about that mental grind and the mental strain that the military demands from you?
Yeah, of course. That's a great question. And I personally believe that, if you have control over your mind and the mental, the body will follow. And the problem with mental is, I personally believe is literally it's your foundation, it's your upbringing, it's your you know, how you were brought up. If you haven't had adversity in your life
All right.
at all, you can't just come in the military and all of a sudden think you're just gonna be the most resilient person ever or be most mentally fit person ever. Like,
Right.
there's a lot of things that we do that some things we can't talk about, you know, and then some things we don't want to talk about, and because it brings back a mental part of us that is like that we don't want to, you know, relive
Resurface and stuff. Yeah.
you know. So it does, but it does help you build it as well.
Right.
You know, when people can go through a lot of things, not just in the military. You can experience things that's traumatizing, not just in the military.
True.
You know, so you grow up in the hood, you can experience some shit that's just like, damn, like I don't know how you dealt with that at 5, 6 years old, 10,
Right.
11 years old. So it's not like it's just the military. And I think we just see the military as an organization that should be professional and things should be perfect, but it's ran by human beings, and human beings aren't. So we got to remember, like, anything you could think of in the world, it's in the military too.
True.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent. So
Right.
you know, you do need that mental fortitude, but
Right.
you can develop it in the Army. If you have a little bit of it, you can learn to develop it over time. There's programs and resources in the military that people pay millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars for in a lifetime, where the military gives it to you for free.
True.
You know, and I think that's one of the things about the Army, that once you get something for free for a long time, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you be like, oh man, I can just go to the gym on post, lift all the weights there and home. Whereas people in the civilian world got to pay for membership. You know what I mean? So it's like we take that for granted.
That's true.
And then you see people that like, man, this dude's fat as hell. How is he in the Army? How is he in the military?
Because he eat.
Guess he eating good instead of hitting that gym.
Yeah,
You know
boy,
what I mean?
eating good, boy.
He ain't worried about it. It's there.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
That's funny because it's like a perfect segue into the next question. You know, I want to know. I know you spoke on the hardships of being where you're from or where you're not from, or having these resources available to you, or the type of upbringing. But I want to know: is there any hardships that you either experienced or that you know of? And you know, you said that all the stuff from the outside world is also in the military too. So, do you have any hardships that you could talk about, or do you feel like you experienced any hardships based on your ethnicity or your beliefs while you were serving? Like, I would assume yes, but I don't know for sure. You know, like, is there anybody rough, extra hard on you because maybe you are black, or maybe because you talk this way, or maybe because you are a Muslim as opposed to, you know, whatever. So, or even atheist or Christian or whatever your denomination is. Do you have any hardships that you experienced, or know anybody experienced, or witness anybody experience based on those things?
yeah. So I've had hardships that I eventually realized were, so they went two ways. One was a positive. It was a negative at the time, and then I realized it was a positive, and then it was a negative.
Okay.
So I'll start with the negative experience. So when I was a junior enlisted soldier, first duty station, I worked at the brigade, which is kind of like the top echelon of an organization.
When you say junior enlisted, how many years is that?
So junior enlisted is like, so when you come in as an E1, E2, E3 private, like I was kind of like a private pretty much. I was like my first 2 years in Army.
Okay.
So I was working for this Sergeant First Class. It was a female. Mm-hmm. And
how she look?
Man,
I'm just playing.
she ran us into the ground, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, man, every time I looked, we had to do this, we had to do that, and we were just working. Like, it was, I think it was like 4 of us, and she was, you know, the NCOIC. She was the, you know, head of the department. And so, you know, she had some experience, but man, like, every time I looked, we had to do this, and that. And one day I was just like, look, I can't do this shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck she got going on, but I ain't nobody's bitch.
She had you out there like Cinderella. Cinderella, clean up everything, boy.
Okay, we would move everything, clean everything. Like, we was the workhorse out there. I promise you. And then I was just like, yo, I can't. I talked to another sergeant there, and I told him, I was like, look, something's got to give. Like, I can't. So I finally was the first one to speak up. So I thought first I was like, you know, all right, maybe I'm just being extra about it. Maybe I'm not seeing it from the other side. I don't know, but I felt some type of way about it.
Right.
So she wound up leaving. She goes and change station to another new place.
Okay.
She did her time at that location, so it's time for her to move on. You know, the other three motherfuckers that was there
Yeah.
wanted to start talking about all the bad things she did before I got there.
That's crazy.
Like,
That's leadership right there, though, man. You're a natural born leader, man. You gotta speak up for yourself. They was
I'm
scared.
like, bro, why you ain't say nothing when I was trying to say something about it while
Right.
she was here?
Right.
She already gone now.
She was gonna put that pressure on her, man.
They
was
didn't want
scared.
no, you know, they didn't want no repercussion, man. They didn't want no smoke.
Right.
So I was just like, nah, man. So
Yeah.
you know, she wound up leaving, and then things got a little bit better, and then I eventually I requested them to be moved so I can get it, move on for career progression and stuff. So we got up out of there, and but it was a weird situation where it was just like, man, she just make us do all the work, and then we be talking about, oh yeah, sorry, so and so, she getting all the credit for everything. You see her getting the coins and awards and praise, and it was like, we the ones moving everything.
We the one breaking our backs.
Off the floors and shit like that.
Yo. That's
man.
That's crazy that you say that, because how the people they want to talk after she left. It brings me to my next point, which piggybacks off that as well. Is that the reason why you have what they call a battle buddy? Like every time you approach a drill sergeant, you have to be in the company of your partner, because what's the real reason behind that? Is it because the drill sergeant might put the balls on you if you by yourself? Got somebody to report it. She might knock you out while you sleep. The other person go, hey, Dr. Teacher, go tell her what happened.
Yeah, that's true. It literally. I mean, you thinking it? That's exactly it. So like, if you have a one-on-one conversation with somebody,
right,
and then that person goes to somebody to report some shit, now it's just your word against theirs.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no other person in there to be a
the advocate for you.
Yeah, advocate for you or the other person to vouch for what you said or what they said.
Okay.
So whenever they come up to us, that's one of the first things we teach them when we get them, day zero.
We
teach
battle
them
buddy.
a bunch of stuff, and a part of that day zero checklist is like, hey, you will not go anywhere without a battle buddy. And the battle buddy teams there's certain types of authorized teams. So a male and a female cannot be battle buddies.
I was about to ask that.
Okay.
So it has to be, if there's a female that needs to talk to me, she has to grab another female or two more males to offset the genders. So it needs to be two of the same gender and one of the opposite.
Okay.
So if
You don't want to impregnate your battle buddy.
No males around, they have to get two females.
Right. You don't want to impregnate your battle buddy and stuff. I got you. That makes sense.
They just coming fresh off the streets, though. You get one of them, they always together, man. Eventually,
little hot meat.
opposites attract, and then it get messy.
Right.
So if it's a female drill sergeant, do you need, as a male, what would you need to bring with you?
It's the same concept. So to speak to the drill sergeant, it's the same thing. So if a female drill,
male, right?
And it's the male, he needs to bring another male.
Okay.
Or if there's not another male around, he needs to find two females. It's the same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the same thing.
Okay.
Heck yeah, man. That makes sense though. Okay.
I guess you think that's pretty effective? Like a pretty effective way to just have conversations with higher up people when it's because it's also it's kind of hard to always have a good one-on-one when you got somebody.
Right. A good question. Good follow-up.
You know what I mean? So is it more important to cover your ass or to have a genuine conversation? I guess is for me to ask the question to ask.
Yeah, of course. And so this is only for the basic training environment. So this doesn't apply to people in the regular army. Once you're in the regular army, you talk to somebody one-on-one. It is what it is. So
right.
Even if they're junior enlisted, this is only for the basic training environment when they're not soldiers yet. So if you need to have a one-on-one with them person, all that's required is that you're in view of another person. So if a male need to come speak to me, he'll bring a male battle buddy.
Okay.
And then I'll ask him what's your question? And he's like, can I talk to you in private, drill sergeant? I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll have his battle buddy be at a distance where he can see us but not hear the conversation.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
That makes sense. Okay. Yep. So I have another question too. Did you ever have? So I know, just from watching movies, like I said again, I'm not in the military myself, but so I know, I remember that another Denzel movie again. I can't remember what it was called, but in the submarine, I believe Gene Hackman was a superior, and it came to a point where Gene Hackman wanted to do something. Was it Gene Hackman or was it Tommy Lee?
Yeah, he was the commander of the boat or something
He's
like
the
that.
commander of the
Something
boat,
with
yeah,
right.
of the submarine, right? And he wanted to do something, but Denzel was unequivocally right. You know,
Right.
and what he ended up doing was the correct thing to do, but he was still got in trouble because it was insubordination. Have you ever found yourself in a position like that? Like, for example, with the lady, with your superior, the lady superior who was kind of a tyrant. Was she? Do you think that your counterparts, your friends were kind of worried about that? You know, being tried for insubordination, even though what she was doing was right. You're right to speak up for yourself, but do you ever have in your back of the mind like, man, if I don't do what they say, you know, because you have that such a hard structure, that I could get in trouble potentially, even if I am right?
Right.
And if
Yeah,
so,
of course.
how did that? I know that she was dismissed, but you had any other examples of that? Like, how did that play out?
Yeah, so whenever you have an issue with someone that outranks you, there's a way to, so it's called attack, and then what it means is that you address them about the situation with respect, so that you're not being disrespectful or
Insubordinate, I guess. Right?
unsubordinate,
Yeah, right.
with that higher ranking person, because they still have that rank and that rank structure still there.
Right.
Now, if you feel uncomfortable talking to them about it because you don't feel like you're gonna get a legit response or a genuine response for them,
Right.
to understand like what they did, to realize that what they did was wrong.
It was wrong, right.
And they probably just use their rank to abuse it. Then you
Right.
can use a third party. You can use someone that has similar rank and tell them about it
There
to
it
address
is.
that person. So that way you be like, hey, you know, find somebody with the same rank, be like, hey, Sergeant, you know, I wanted to talk to my sergeant about this, but I don't feel like they'll listen to me. This is the situation, and this is why I felt X, Y, and Z about it. You know, I wanted to tell them about it, but I felt like they weren't going to listen to me. And then that sergeant you talk to can go and speak to that other sergeant, and now they're at the same rank, so it's no one above the others.
Right.
You know,
No
so like, hey,
condescending tone. Is mutual
Exactly.
respect, even playing field type stuff. Okay.
even playing field, exactly.
I do have to ask, you know, that you are, you know, since you said you get a lot of knuckleheads. Of course, there's some good apples as well, but I know there a lot of young folks that come out there, so you know they a little wild, and you know probably a lot of them their first time being away from home, under leaving their parental guidance, even though they're gonna get some more guidance from their superiors and stuff. But like, so when y'all instill all this discipline in them, is it true that they have to like when they address like drill sergeant for first, they say drill sergeant, but they have to assume what's it called, a position of attention, then transition to what's it called, parade rest or something like that,
Yes.
and
Yep,
then say drill sergeant, and then state their question or their term, and then drill sergeant again. So they gotta do that all the time. So if I'm talking,
I don't know if you can tell from these questions, but Obi is definitely not one that should have
bro, ain't no way I could do that, bro.
I gotta tell you this every time.
Bro, every time, bro.
Yes, bro.
Nah, dog. Like, what if I want to eat a snack cake, bro? I want to eat a snack cake. I gotta drill sergeant. Well, first I gotta relax. Drill sergeant, can I eat the snack cake? Can I see some water? Nah, bro.
it is so. Yes and no. So for them,
Right.
so if they come up to me to ask me a question, then yes, the proper way to do it is to go to position of attention, and then go to parade rest, because you
Right.
address non-commissioned officers at that position.
Okay, see, I didn't know that part. The parade rest is when you address non-commissioned. Okay, see, I didn't know that part. I
And
didn't know about
attention
that.
is when you address officers.
Ah, okay, I didn't know that.
So the reason for that is simply just standards and discipline.
Yep, I already know.
If you have soldiers that follow, you know, your commands and your rules and the regulations, then when we go out to war, we got people that understand what the fuck is going on. They're gonna listen to commands, because when people don't listen, then people die.
That's true.
Yep.
That's the nitty-gritty. But what we're teaching them is, hey, you're not civilians anymore. We're trying to transition you to be soldiers.
Right.
And there's a structure and a system for a reason. And there's a
Reputation to uphold as well. You
right,
know,
yeah.
standard.
There's levels to everything. You know, we're not expecting them to be perfect when they come out training, but we know they understand the very basics of how to be a soldier.
Yeah, that's what my question was. Actually, I got it back.
Okay.
I was going to ask you to speak on the benefits of all the discipline that y'all learned in the Army. You know, especially as somebody who wasn't, you probably didn't think about going to the Army as you grew up, but how much that discipline has changed you. Like you said, to be up at 4 or 5 o'clock every morning, no problem. You know what I mean? to make sure you always can get somewhere on time, to keep your structure together, be able to write down orders and everything in sequence. You know what I mean? So speak on that a little bit, just how much that's changed for you.
Yeah, so I tell that's another thing I tell all the new recruits when they come in, the trainees. I tell them 99% of the things we do in the military, there's a way you can correlate it to your real life. And that's how I live that's why I envision myself in Army. Physical fitness is not just about the military.
Right.
You only have one body in your life. If you don't take care of it, you got to eat 20 pills to stay alive in your 30s, then you got an issue.
Right.
So, physical fitness is about you as a human being taking care of your body. Discipline is about yourself. If you can't show up on time to work, you in the real world, your ass is fired. Whereas in the Army, you still get paid, and then you get a verbal counseling, you get a physical counseling, and then there's a transition period to get you out. And all that time you're getting paid. In the real world, your ass fired, and you get paid for the last hours you did, and that's it. So everything we do in the military, there are benefits to everything, because you can correlate to your real life. If you show up to work on time, if you want to run a business, then you want people to listen to you. You can't run a business and people just doing what the fuck they want to do. And then when your business is falling and you losing money, now you be like, well, I got to fire this person.
Right.
What's the same in the military? You're a sergeant, you're in charge. You need the people under you to do what you tell them to do so that the mission could be successful and the organization could be successful.
That's a good question and good explanation too. So, throughout the course of this talk and stuff like that, and interview, we kind of identify what someone could do in the military as far as building a reputation, setting a standard, and we shed the light on kind of what the military would do for the person as well, the individual, like instilling discipline and teaching them things that impact them positively inside the military and outside for their civilian life as well. But I want to know, like, do you feel like you've been appropriately compensated by the military? Like, not just speaking monetarily or monetary terms, but like your life, like your fulfillment, like, some opportunities it's given you, or maybe some opportunities that you feel like you lost. How do you feel that you've been compensated as far as military goes?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Appreciate it. Go check out the YouTube. Consider being a YouTube member, because I'm going to be dropping the full episode, but it's only going to be accessible to YouTube members and those that are on the Patreon. So you can check in the video in the description of the video. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, think about subscribing, help your boy out, man. Show your boy some love. You appreciate the episodes and stuff like that. Also hit us up on the email, engineearstothestreetz@gmail.com, with all your comments, and we'll definitely address those in the next episode. I'll be happy to, man. All your critiques, things that you agree with, things that you disagree with. Yeah. So from the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze, but we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.